Welcome to A Connection is a Connection, the show where we take a break from business talk and dive into the personal side of things. Today we're sitting down with Billy to uncover the stories, quirks, and passion that may make them tick. Let's have some fun and get to know them like never before. First, give a warm welcome to our guest, Billy. We are here to keep it real and light and fun, so let's jump into some questions. Billy, can you please give us a brief intro about yourself?
Well, I'll try to keep it light and fun, but my show is not light and fun. We try to ask tough questions and go after the powers that be and hold people accountable. So my name's Billy Harfosh. I'm a show host here at Star Worldwide Networks. I have two shows, the Billy Harfosh Show and another show called Wild Courage that I do with my co-host Angela Ferrari and our producer Alexia Rodriguez. And I interview people. I interview the most influential people in the world. I'm always curious to know different points of view. And that's really what I do. Ever since I was a young kid, I've always been the one at the dinner table. Like my dad would say, "Oh, how was your day today?" And then like 25 minutes later, I'm still talking. So, I'm an inquisitive guy. I like to hold people accountable, and I like to understand what makes others tick.
Well, we're so excited to get
Nice.
into these questions with you.
Yes, absolutely. Billy, ready for the first one?
Let's go.
What's one hidden talent that you have that's completely useless?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think in the grand scheme of things, being a pretty good golfer is useless because I don't make any money from that. It does bring me some level of joy, but being able to hit the ball, 285 yards, really, I'm not going to be on the PGA Tour, I don't think, anytime soon. But yeah, I guess it would be able to hit a golf ball really far.
Oh, nice. Next one. If money wasn't an issue, what's the one thing you'd spend your life doing?
That's easy. So I've been to over 30 countries. I lived abroad for 8 years. If money wasn't an issue, I would have a private jet and I would be a jet setter. I'd be traveling the world, doing it at a 5-star level, eating at the best restaurants, meeting the coolest people, best beaches. And I think probably I would go month to month to month, and every month pick a new destination and just live my best life.
That sounds amazing.
It really does.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the dumbest thing you've ever done for a dare?
I'm not a big dare guy. I'm not a big truth or dare or anything like that. The dumbest thing I've ever done, it was, there was a thing way back when people were doing like the ice bucket challenge, and it was for a good
Yes.
cause. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
can't remember the cause.
ALS.
ALS, the kids in Darfur, all that's very nice. But at the end of the day, I just realized that someone dared me to do it on social media, and you pour the ice over your head, and I have long hair, and it looks really bad for me. I
Okay.
didn't like that, and then I realized that it was doing nothing for the cause. It was just kind of a flex on social media, which is complete bullshit.
Oh no. What was your biggest challenge in life?
Well, I don't think I would, if I may, I don't think I would put that question into past tense.
Hmm.
Maybe more so, what is the biggest challenge in life? And for me, it's really to spread two things: truth and kindness. And I think in our culture, American culture, we're lacking both. I go into the bank, I go to a restaurant, I go to a coffee shop, and I don't see the same level of kindness that I did like as a kid growing up in the 90s or the early 2000s. Um, so I wish we could be kinder to strangers. And the other one is spreading truth. Now, with the advent of social media and all the craziness that's going on Instagram and X and stuff, there's a lot of misinformation and there's a lot of kind of junk out there just for clicks.
Oh yeah.
So what I try to do is kind of weed through all that and find out what's false and what's true, as opposed to just doing it for the sake of just posting something, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Like you should have a meeting.
Should have a meaning behind it. We need to be more real and truthful and seek the truth. And I don't know, maybe read a news article. Maybe talk to somebody that you disagree with about a certain issue. Maybe educate yourself.
Oh, absolutely. What's the most ridiculous thing you believed as a kid?
Oh God, how much time do we have? Um, the most ridiculous thing I believed as a kid. This is going to come off. We're supposed to be light and fun, but it's not. It's the American dream.
Sure.
I don't necessarily believe in the American dream. I believe in hard work. I believe in discipline, and I believe most of all, it's not what you know, but who you know. Kind of that fake it till you make it strategy. And I think a lot of kids growing up, especially now, they see all of the dunking and everything on Instagram, and they think that that's just going to be me. Well, it's not unless you have hard work, unless you have discipline, and unless you're able to network yourself. So I'm just sick of that kind of, oh, it's just the American dream and it's just going to happen for me. Like it's a thing. It just happens because we're the red, white, and blue and we're the richest nation, the most powerful nation. No, you got to work hard. You got to have discipline and you have to network.
That is so true.
It's so
true.
true.
Yeah. Billy, we have one special question that we ask each one of our guests, and that is,
What are you doing for God?
I just got chills. That's a very deep question. I have admittedly struggled with my spirituality throughout my life, and there's a number of reasons for that. I grew up, Roman Catholic. I was confirmed and baptized and all that fun stuff, and I've continually struggled with God and struggled with Jesus and struggled with spirituality. And I think more so even recently because 2 years and change ago, I lost my younger brother, and when we were, again, light and funny, when we were at the services at the funeral, the priest said something, and it didn't sit well with me, and he said, well, my brother's name was AJ, and he said something along the lines of, well, AJ now has a higher calling because God has sent for him, and he has a more important role to play, and that's why he died. Well, I don't necessarily agree with that, because then you sit there and you see his 1-year-old daughter, and you sit there and you see his wife, and you see all the friends and family there. I'm like, well, how do you square that? That's kind of a heavy thing to say, and so since that comment, I've struggled even more so with my spirituality. So I say all that to say that it's a battle, it's a fight. I want to believe. I think it's healthy for your ego to believe in a higher power, something higher than ourselves. But what I do for God is I question. I'm always questioning. I'm questioning whether or not I believe. I'm questioning my faith. And I'm not fake with it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I pray every day or read the Bible or I do godly acts every day. No, I question it, and I think that'll probably be a lifelong journey.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, let's go.
Okay,
We'll go party it up. All right. So the next question is, what's the one reality TV show you'd absolutely dominate?
Naked and Afraid, is that a reality TV show?
Yeah.
Naked and Afraid, obviously because of my body, and I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of anything. So bring on the nakedness and the snakes and everything, and I think I would dominate that show. Absolutely dominate.
And would you
that
be
show.
scared of the snakes or the creepy animals out there?
Absolutely, yes. I don't like snakes. I don't like critters. It's very funny. My mom, for a time, lived in Florida, and I was back visiting her. And I grew up in New York, right?
Mhm.
So we don't have many critters there. We have like a deer or something.
Yeah.
And in her house, there was this tiny little gecko. And I had never really seen a gecko, and I'm not used to geckos or lizards. And we were like running around the house trying to trap it, and I was like shaking. I'm like so scared of this little gecko. So I would do well on the naked part, but not the afraid part.
Okay, good to know. Okay, who has had the biggest influence on your life and how do they change you?
Well, I'm not going to give the obvious answer of my parents, because that's obvious. Of course they have. I'm gonna go in a different direction, and it's Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, wow.
I've had that chance to interview the most amazing people in the world, and he is the one. I always get asked the question, like, who's the one person that you haven't interviewed that you want to? Well, the answer is Anthony Bourdain. I'll never get to do that because he's no longer with us, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
He took his own life. But through his travels and his show, No Reservations, and a lot of his interviews and just his monologuing, he really shaped my perspective of, traveling, like renting $100 a month room and just like go experience other cultures. There's so much more. So many Americans don't even have a passport. And he just taught me to look at things in a different way. And, we've all had celebrities. Obviously, celebrities have passed away. You look at Kobe Bryant, Michael Jackson, like huge names.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always like something that comes across like the breaking news ticker. And then it's like, oh my God, Michael Jackson died. Oh my God, Kobe Bryant. And it's like, you're like, okay, well, yeah, you're sad. But I don't know MJ. I don't know Kobe, But and then it just, you forget, right? And you move on with
Yeah.
life. When Anthony Bourdain passed away, I felt like it was a close friend or a family member. And that's a tribute to his career and his lifetime of work, because he connected with millions of people like myself. He was the only person in my life that I didn't know that passed away that really greatly affected me.
Wow. That's crazy.
Mhm.
Wow. All right, and the next question is, would you survive a week in the wilderness with just a backpack? What is the one thing you'd bring?
No, I wouldn't survive. I mean, I would be alive, but mentally I'd be freaking out. The one thing I would bring, I don't know, probably a bottle of whiskey, like to pass the time.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I can just get drunk and sleep, the week will go by faster.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely a bottle of good Crown Royal.
We love that. The next question is, if we looked at your search history right now, what's the strangest thing we'd find? Oh no.
Say it.
Say it.
No, I'm trying to think. There's a lot of strange things. Right now, I am trying to get to the bottom of the drone UFO situation that's happening in the New Jersey area.
Oh.
So probably down that conspiracy rabbit hole of reading and watching Alex Jones, and trying to find out if we're being visited by aliens, if this is just the United States government lying to us, if this is a foreign actor, or in fact, we have no clue what's going on, which maybe is the scariest outcome.
So scary.
It is. It really is.
Oh my goodness. All right. What's a fear you've conquered that you're proud of?
The fear of not worrying about the future. And let me explain. I think a lot of us are crippled by what the next 10 years holds, what the next 50 years holds, and then we make decisions because we're scared about the future. Meaning, it's easy to get a job and sit in a cubicle, and hang it on your Excel spreadsheet and check Facebook 25 times an hour while you're listening to a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing that? Because you need health insurance, because you have kids and a wife and a family and a house and a white picket fence and a John Deere tractor. Why? Because that's what society tells us to do. Why? You're fearful. You're fearful of how your family is going to look at you. You're fearful of how society and your friends are going to look at you. You're fearful of not having enough money, right? I kind of, at a certain point, let all that go, and I said, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm wearing one of my shirts now. It says "One Life" on it, if you can see. Excuse me. And that's the truth. We have one life to live. We're all on this floating rock through infinite time, and all that matters is we have one chance at this thing.
And all that matters is right now.
Right now. So don't let the future cripple the present.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a really good one.
Write that down. Don't let the future cripple the present. Now I need a new
That's a good
T-shirt.
one.
Yeah, now you need a new T-shirt.
Yeah, and my new phrase that I've been kind of working. I'll give you an exclusive here. It's
Yeah.
basic is poison. Basic is poison.
Huh.
And I think that can mean different things to different
Yeah.
people. But if you want to be basic and you want to be a sheep, go right ahead. But it's poisonous.
It's a good bumper sticker.
So it's better to be
I'm full of 'em.
unique.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
The last question is, what has been your biggest blessing?
That makes me smile. It's my little 3-year-old niece. I've never been married.
Aw.
I don't have any kids, but we have this ball of joy. She's 3 years old. Her name's Billy Harfosh, and she lives out here in Phoenix now. And no matter what's happening, or if you're feeling bad or down or depressed, you just watch her run around, watch her play, and it's just like, wow. Now I kind of get what parents say about kids,
Yeah.
and it's just, I'm in awe of her. It's just shocking how amazing she is.
Oh, that's so sweet. I saw her on your Instagram the
Oh,
other
okay.
day. She's so cute.
Okay, yeah.
Awesome.
Billy, well, thank you for sharing your story and laugh with us today. Where can people find you and connect with you?
Well, thank you guys for having me on. I love what you're doing here.
Thank you.
You're definitely not basic. You're not a sheep. You all here in studio are creating your own thing, and I think we need more of that. I think the mainstream media is dying right before our eyes. I think that stuff like this and open and honest conversations like this is what we need more of. So if you're on Team Freedom and Team Freedom of Speech, and you love this country, no matter where you are politically, you can follow me at Billy Harfosh on Instagram. You can just YouTube my name, whatever, all kinds of interviews. I've interviewed everyone from Donald Trump Jr. to Shaq to everybody in between. So it's great, and I'm very thankful to have the amazing guests that have joined me over the last 6, 7, 8 years. And we're just fighting for truth. We're just fighting to give people a platform, allow them to speak their truth, and for freedom of speech.
Yeah.
I love this country. It's given me so much, and I'll never stop. I'll never stop having these conversations.
We love that. Well,
Awesome.
thank you so much, Billy. We
Thank you all.
appreciate you.
Thank you.